person I didn't invite to this. And you can look it up. The governor has a budget proposal out there that he puts out his budget, and some of it goes along with what Representative Sorrell says. It's like we have to do some cuts. We're in a structural problem, and dealing with the Medicaid problem is something that we have to address, and that's a hard part. I mean, come to you and say we have to reduce services for disability people. No, but this is why this year is going to be a very tough year for us to sit here and figure out what is the least harm we can do while trying to provide health care coverage for many people across the country, across the state. And I don't know the right answer. You can go look up his budget, but he's asked for cuts in multiple departments. Some of these are his recommendations. Some will get taken, some won't, because while he gets his recommendations, we're the ones that send him the budget. So that will be the internal discussion that they'll go through with us, and then we hear it in both chambers, and members will bring amendments or we'll decide. And unfortunately, they'll have to come back and say we either have to do this or we just can't, and then we have to either sit or get off the pot and make a decision that we have to pass something because we have a fiscal obligation to do it. So that's why that's why I invited Rep. Sorrell here, because this is the thing of this year that we have to do. And I think many of our legislators get that, because we're not running bills that have fiscal notes, and if we are, we're trying to get rid of them or figure out things to do, or it's cutting back some regulation or trying to find credits for either businesses or workers, just whatever we can do to nickel and dime ourselves back in.
I would just say there's a lot to be aligned on, but sometimes we just have different priorities. And that's one of the ones that I mentioned is not necessarily a top priority for the governor. That's just why elections are really important, and we'll have a new administration coming in for the next 2 years that I'm there. And as you're talking to candidates who are running for governor, it's important to ask, will you prioritize these things, and will you support these things so that you know what you're voting for?
Mm-hmm. Right.